As a group, a family group, we've been doing it about 10 years. We would come and help Mother when she did it before, but Mother lived here until she was about 95.
Harvest time is family time on the old Wright place just outside Jackson in West Tennessee. The children and grandchildren have mostly moved away, but they come back every year to preserve what still grows around the house and in the fields.
We get together every April, we get together every August, and sometimes more often here at the farm. And we spend time canning and just talking to each other and things about life, because I've got one family that's in, my sister in Chicago, and then I got another one that's in Knoxville. So it's hard for us to get together, but the family farm is that unity, it draws us back closer to each other.
We're a family that are very close, so it's really important to us, very important for us to spend time together.
These vines are about 100 years old, the Concord vines.
Some of these plantings go back quite a while.
But the Muscadines are native to this part of the world, and so all the wildlife loves them. But I thought I'd pick a few, and if the kids want to get it, eat some of them. The problem with these is they got seeds in them, a muscadine, and it has a tough skin. So most people, unless you're an old farm boy, you're not going to eat them, because that's not the way they come in the grocery store.
Joe Wright has led his family's conservation effort for the past few years, making decisions about what to plant, what to keep, and what to cut down, all based on what's best for wildlife and the environment.
This farm, like most older farms around the country, had all these hedgerows in them, and that's where your quail, I would find the quail in the fall. I tell you what I would like to do is, Brittany, is you and Courtney to identify some of the plants we're going to look at today, and tell me how they're growing and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And those decisions are made after a lot of study and thought, including advice from wildlife biologists on what to grow and where.
And I wanted to ask you about the thistle too. I called you about it a couple of months ago. It's a family farm, been in the family over 100 years, and it was all row crops when I grew up. This was actually a cow pasture. So we had a barn over to this side, and we had cows and corn and cotton and everything. And then as I got more into the conservation and looking at it, I didn't like the way it was being farmed. I thought you don't farm straight up and down a hill, and you put the terraces in, you do those kind of things. I think my grandfather would probably be shocked.
These were all production fields for many years, growing cotton, soybeans, and corn. Then the family started putting them into the state's Conservation Reserve, a program which pays farmers to provide quality habitat for game birds, rabbits, and other wildlife which lives in grass and shrubbery. This field is managed mainly for quail, and quail biologist Brittany Veers says it's going really well.
It's just very refreshing to be able to work with landowners that are like Joe and very positive. You could point something out to him and say, okay, Joe, let's treat this issue. And he's going to say, okay, let's conquer it. He's never discouraged, and that's one of the things that I just really love about Joe.
Blue stem, and with the slow burn, it really, really turned out nice. See how tall this is?
Conservation is important to many landowners in Tennessee and in other states.
You got little blue stem and big blue stem, and then we've got several of the switch grasses and other native grasses out here.
But Joe's efforts here are really outstanding, enough so that he was named Tennessee Conservationist of the Year in 2014.
Joe is absolutely committed to giving as much opportunity for wildlife to thrive on his farm as possible.
And with all that game around, they do hunt the place. Today, the Tennessee Wildlife Federation is holding a youth dove hunt for the second time in 2 years, providing dozens of young hunters an opportunity both to shoot and to learn why conservation is so important. A quick lunch starring the famous West Tennessee round ribeye, also known as grilled bologna, and we are off to the field.
12 gauge. Here's one. Everybody got a box of shells?
These young hunters know how to handle a shotgun. Nearly all of them are here because they're on local shooting teams as part of the Tennessee Wildlife Federation's Scholastic Clay Target Program. but some have never hunted before, and shooting at a live bird instead of a clay bird can be a challenge.
This turned into an outstanding dove field. The hunters literally were not here for more than 2 minutes before the birds started showing up. But the benefits of a conservation program like this one don't happen overnight or even in 1 year. To make it work, you really have to take the long-term view.
Oh, you hit that one. Good shot, girl. What a shot.
And a great hunt like this one is just more proof of how important it is to preserve Tennessee's natural land.
You have to take care of it to make sure that it's the natural habitat that doves like. If you're hunting doves or if you're hunting deer, then you have to make sure that you're growing the plants and stuff right for the deer to eat.
Well, if you didn't have places like this, you wouldn't have days like this.
Eventually, Joe wants to turn this into a kind of outdoor classroom, a place where anyone who's interested can come to learn about nature and wildlife and native plants. For right now, though, it's all about taking a longer and a wider view, thinking about the future, not just the present, and keeping that family tradition going, feeling the land calling them home to the farm long after they have moved away. In Madison County, I'm Craig Owensby on the Wild Side.